Very close race, I feel. Williams and Lee on the front row, an all Mick front row.
Well, not for the first time in 2018. The marshals just getting everyone into the correct positions, and then we will get underway with the race start. The boards are held up looking towards the start line. Marshals, no lights. It will start on the green flag. It goes up. Relatively long hold, a much longer hold than earlier, almost goes down, and then it goes down again. But it went down once, but not fully, and then went again. My goodness me, such drama already in this race. Unfortunately, a problem for the number 230, and Mark Parker trying to push it to get on the way. They're actually returning back in. It's John Hosker who then comes back into the pit lane, pushed it into the assembly area, and that is no longer in this race. Unfortunately, Mick Williams definitely is in this race and is leading, not much ahead of Mick Lee, but Adrian Ems demoted down into 4th place now. Simon Ibbotson, the number 46, the bright blue number 46, into 3rd place so far, but Mick Williams has not broken away from Mick Lee. We could have a battle on here at the moment. A 6-lap race. We're coming to the end of the first at the moment, and the number 44 not letting Mick Williams just run away with it.
Mick Lee looked really good in qualifying as well. Mick Williams is sliding around all over the place out in front. Across the line they go. Just 0.7 of a second between them across the line after lap 1. So Mick Williams and Mick Lee are not separated by the greatest of distances in time at least. Simon Ibbotson is a comfortable 3rd at the moment. Adrian Ems 4th. 5th for Jack Quarters. John Hosker is not out there, and neither is Mark Parker. So only 5 runners and riders in this race, and only 5 laps to go. So not long for Mick Lee to try and do something about Mick Williams out front and leading well.
Having a much better exit from the corkscrew, the very long left-hander. The double right-hander is also not a problem for the number 44, which just seems to be so much more stable when cornering, having a much flatter response, whereas the number 26, unsurprisingly perhaps, is all over the shop, really struggling with the rear grip, sliding all the way through the final corner, not to the same extent that Mick Lee was. And as they come over the line, 1 second is the gap. In terms of lap times, only 3/10 are separate lap times. Mick Lee, though, and passenger, of course, the passengers having a great effect around the Glanigor circuit. Such long corners, you've got to really focus in on the movement. Mick Williams, the 26, just enjoying a decent run, as we do get John Hosker rejoining the session. So great news for the 127. Hopefully we'll get a better run, a cleaner run, even in races 2 and 3 tomorrow. But nonetheless, Mick Williams versus Mick Lee. They'll battle for the lead a little bit further out than it has been on previous laps, but still, they are just using this patience, using the time to close in, build momentum. It's one thing to go much quicker than the person in front of you, but it's like a game of chess. You just have to see where it goes and then hope you've got all your pawns left at the end of it.
Mick Lee running really wide there on the exit of the final corner, and there's a moment in the middle of the first corner. There, 2 right-handers you could do without sliding off. Oh, Simon Ibbotson across the ripples. My goodness me. New spine, please, he says, down into turn 1, running it out wide. Simon Ibbotson in 3rd place. A safe enough distance there. That doesn't really affect him. Adrian Ems in 4th, but there is no question about your leader, Mick Williams, and Passenger. Passenger, as you say, having a great effect. Of course, they wouldn't be able to run these sidecars without the passengers. So Mick Williams and Passenger doing a great job at the moment out front. There's only 2.5 laps left to go as they come through the final few corners.
Well, great running so far, and the number 26 of Mick Williams having a very sideways moment through Devil's Elbow and playing devil's advocate really with the curbs at times. Not so much as Simon Ibbotson was. Did really enjoy a good run, although Mick Lee giving them a run for the money over the curbing as well. Gap now 3.4 seconds, so Mick Williams having found some time in his back pocket and enjoying a decent run out there so far. 55.8 as opposed to a 57.4 for our 2 race leaders. Adrian Ems in 4th place, actually lapped 7/10 quicker than Simon Ibbotson. The gap at the moment 2.2 seconds, so it could still change for 3rd place on the podium, making their way now towards the later stages of this race. A lap and a half is all that our race leaders have got. Mick Williams certainly enjoying a country drive at the moment.
In a very country-file landscape, I think we can call that. So Mick Williams has a massive slide in the middle of the final few corners. Luckily catches it in time. He'll start his last lap right out to the edge of the curb. And it is Mick Williams who leads this race comfortably. Mick Lee all over the place as he comes onto the start and finish. At least he's got second place wrapped up. Don't think there's any jump start coming Mick Williams' way after all of that. Simon Ibbotson, he's just trundling through the final few corners down to the last corner. We'll see their lap times. That was the variant, that was the battle on track last time about Simon Ibbotson in third, Adrian Ems fourth. Adrian Ems was nearly 2 tenths quicker. It wasn't enough unless there's a mistake from Ibbotson, which we hope there isn't. I don't think that Adrian Ems will be able to catch him, but your leaders, Mick Williams and Mick Lee, about 4.5 seconds, 5 seconds between them now. It's a cruise home for Mick Williams, flicking it from left, now over to the right. He'll flick it left again, fire it off down to the last corner where it's a right-hander, and it's job done for Mick Williams. His another win. That's all we're saying. 15th win out of 16 this year. Mick Lee is second, and a very good second. That's probably the closest we've seen between the two leading sidecars at any race this season come the checkered flag. The final place on the podium, that should go to Simon Ibbotson. He's doing a grand job here. Ibbotson to the line, gets a podium, and I think he's happy with that. He was doing a Clappy the Seal impression.